suing several of these Indian companies and also some Chinese companies for their 8 standard essential patents. Ringo has sued 2 of them. There's an overlap of the counterclaim because there have been counterclaims for invalidity that have been filed. And then also you have the Competition Commission, where Micromax, pursuant to the, have gone ahead and complained about Ericsson's abusive of dominant position and said that, they've been they've been asking for very high royalty rates for each handset. So that's a dispute that's still with the CCI. I just have 1 minute, so I'm going to really kind of take an extra 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then I'll kind of wrap up. Analysis of the Ericsson cases, it just gives a very bird's eye view. And those who want me to explain this, I can do that. But yes, there have been some injunctions. There have been in some cases that interim orders have been granted. But there have been some cases where there have been interim arrangements. And what these interim arrangements are, that till such time there's the final trial or the case is decided, the defendants will continue to pay some kind of royalty or payment to the patent holder. And all the 8 patents relate to the 3G, AMR, and edge technology. So the ones right down there, KingTech, they're all the defendants for the same 8 patents that Ericsson is kind of enforcing. Now, patent trolls. Do we have patent trolls in India? This is something very interesting, and I was reading a report last month on, and maybe it's an interesting report by the RPX. It's NPE 2013 litigation study by, it's a US report where they kind of distinguished, they've kind of done away with the expression patent trolls and then come out with more sophisticated expressions like patent PAEs and NPEs. And that's a distinction that PAEs and NPEs have, and I'm not going to go into that unless somebody wants to discuss this. But do we have them in India? So the question is not that whether they have patents or they don't have patents. In the US, I think 53% of litigation is done through NPEs, and a large part, if you see the analysis, more than 75% is in the area of e-commerce and consumer electronics. The NPEs. So the Ringo case is an NPE where it's a patent assertion entity. They acquired patents from Nokia, and now they have been asserting the patents against Asus and ZTE. So there is some kind of interim orders that have been passed. Just a small interesting finding that's been in the Ringo case against ZTE was the nature of expert evidence that you need to required when you are going to court in an infringement action. And what the court said was that when you are initiating actions in the telecom area, make sure that your expert is qualified. He should not just be a management person who's been in the industry for 20 years in the marketing division. But then ultimately that was a single judge order that was overruled by a division bench when ZTE went in appeal. NP's Ram Kumar, he was more into the technology of having multiple, Bluetooth technology on one mobile set. And this is actually infamous. There have been cases of murder of the partner. I mean, it's been a very tough terrain in this case. But ultimately, the Intellectual Property Appellate Board revoked the patent. Bharat Bhogilal Patel is again an NPE. And they were more into the etching technology of etching holograms on any device. So it could be diamonds, it could be cars, it could be... I saw that 0. So I'm going to shut it down. So I can see a nice red 0 there. So time's up for me. So ultimately, even this case, the patent was removed. I'm going to just kind of take half a minute on why is there less of patent trolls in India, and what are the safety valves that we have within India which prevent these kind of patent trolls. As I said, 53% in the US are essentially in the area of e-commerce and consumer electronics. And why is it that India doesn't have so many NPEs? There are, but not so many. And maybe what I could come across is that maybe the possible reason is that we have this non-statutory subject matter prohibition in India, which just in the earlier session, Deepak did speak about the Section 3K, which prohibits the grant of patents to business methods. Then we have this unique requirement of working of your patent in India. So if you do not work your patent, it's going to be a little difficult for a patent holder or an NPE to obtain a interim injunction. And last is obviously that if you want to institute an action, or a licensee wants to institute an action, it's not a blind patent market. There has to be a registration of that license for the licensee to be a plaintiff in instituting actions. So these were some kind of thoughts that were there in my mind when I examined that why don't we have so many NPs or PAEs in India? What could possibly be the reason? I'm going to skip the border enforcement custom rules, the CCI. This is more a procedural one, but the Ericsson is one of the main. I won't say they're not the complainants, but there are the patent holders that have been taken by Micromax and several other companies to the CCI board. The Ringo case, I think there was a lot of discussion before the CCI on patent holdup and royalty stacking. And I think my last slide is the conclusion, that when you are going in a telecom infringement action, license standard essential patents on FRAND terms to avoid CCI investigations. Before institution, carry out infringement analysis with conclusive infringement reports. Expert deposition is significant, important. Do choose your expert very after a lot of investigation and a lot of thought. Go in for fast-track trials and don't waste time in preliminary injunctions, because telecom, unlike pharmaceuticals, is not something that you can buy. Just looking at it, you would be able to identify that yes, there is an infringement, unless there's an express admission. So it's going to be a case-to-case basis. Unless there is an express admission or acknowledgement by the defendant that they are using a patented technology of Sony or Motorola or anybody, I think it's just it's a good idea to go in for expedited fast-track trials that can be completed in 1 year's time. So I'm happy to address questions, but I think I've run out of time, and thank you, everybody.